during 2010-11, there was one thing that was going really well. This was Facebook apps. So one day we ripped the code of one of these apps and we made $500 overnight. And there was a point in the final year of our college in 2012, we were making $25,000 a day.
You came out of college and you started IdeaClan. You're still going, you're going hard and you're growing like crazy, man. So let's go back to, let's talk about when you first started the company.
Actually, I started working long before even I started the company. Me and my partner Sahil, we were like, we need to do something. We can't just be sitting and doing random shit. The initial kick came from our seniors who were already in the space. I remember the first check of $100 that we got from Google. We were so happy. We were like 18-year-old kids and we started making money. It was the aha movement. So we started doing Facebook ads in 2014. From there, we started traveling to all these shows. And then when I went there, I was literally blown. You know, I went to a party first night when I arrived in Vegas. The check was like $30,000. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Did you see people give up during that period? Like other people that started with you that...
I've seen people give up all these years, leave their business, go to jobs. They still ask me like, how are you still? I would say the key is diversification.
What I like about the story is that you were persistent, you stuck with it, and then you wound up going to Affiliate Summit East, and then that's really, I would say, one of your big moments where you're like, oh, I can do this on my own.
Get ready to level your shit up with the LFG Show. We travel the globe to bring you heavy hitters from all walks of life. We've been talking some serious business, from the best digital marketers, government contracting experts, to top athletic and celebrity doctors. We've got it all covered. We're talking to guys who cash in for billions with a B. And the best thing is, we're just getting started. So hold on tight. We're about to crank it up a notch. Get ready for next level networking and masterminds within the LFG community. Scared money don't make no money or honey. Hit the subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, and let's fucking go.
Guys, we're wrapping up day one of Affiliate World Budapest. Great show. These guys do a great job. I got a real good guest here. I got Rohit Ajmani on the show. He just crushed it on the stage, talking about AI automation for pay-per-call and all sorts of stuff. So we're going to talk about that. And I want to tell you something, Rohit. I've been wanting to have you on the show for a while. You know, you're in India, I'm in America. I know we see each other sometimes in America, but the shows get so crazy.
I agree.
Yeah. So I was with Brandon from your team in Denver at Contact.io. I was like, you got to get Rohit on the show. He's going to be in Affiliate World. So boom, we're here, man. So thank you for being on the show, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I love your podcast, by the way. The energy you bring is like crazy. I want to have what you have. Like, how do you get that energy?
Yo, you know what, you too, man, and you're doing it, and this is why I get energy, because I love this space. I'm passionate about it.
If you're passionate, that comes from within, right?
It comes across, man, and then when we're talking to people like you, and you got a great story. I can't wait for everyone to hear about this. I mean, you came out of college. Most people get a job, and then they get paid whatever. Now, you came out of college, and you started IdeaClan, and you're still going. You're going hard, and you're growing like crazy, man. So I think that's inspirational, considering you're from India. The economy's starting to move in a really good direction. It's booming. So let's go back to it. Let's talk about, you know, when you first started the company, where you got the idea. Were you nervous? Like, how did all that come about?
Sure. So I did start the company in 2012 after my college, but actually I started working long before even I started the company. So this was second year of my college, while everybody was busy like talking shit, sitting in college canteen, doing the girl stuff, hanging out. Me and my partner Sahil, we were like, we need to do something. I mean, we can't just be sitting and doing random shit, right? So we joined some clubs in the college, like IT Club, IEEE Club, where we had some seniors who were doing really good stuff in the marketing space. They had their own websites, they were making money off AdSense, so that inspired us. And what we decided to do, like we went to them, we talked to them how they're doing it. We were always into, online money making. We were always lured by it. You know what? There's an interesting story. There used to be newspaper ads, get a CD on how to make money, right? We even bought those kind of shit to understand how that had no value in it. But, we tried everything we could. We learned a lot. So the initial kick came from our seniors who were already in the space. So we provided them value, like in terms of helping them with all the stuff happening in the college, and they helped us back. They made us learn how to code. We also learned on w3schools.com which was a very nice site back then. And then there was a problem we figured out during the college days. It was like the exams, you didn't know how the exams used to be back in the day, right? Like if I want to see an exam 2 years back, 3 years back, there was no place you can go and figure out, right? So we made a website. We put all the exams from the past year on that website with their answers, and traffic started blowing up on our site. I remember the first check of $100 that we got from Google. We were so happy. We were like 18-year-old kids, and we started making money. It was the aha movement. So, and then we started putting more content, building that website. We reached to a point almost $700-800 a month. And we were really happy. We were like 19-year-olds making money out of college. And then came a 6-month training period, which is basically you do internship and stuff. So we decided.
What year was this when you started?
This is 2010.
Oh, wow.
So 2010, a college internship. We decided we're making $800 of one website. Let's make 100 websites. We'll make $80,000 a month.
Yeah.
Let's scale. Let's do that. So we went to a lot of bookstores in India, bought a bunch of books, scanned them, which were not online already, started putting content, and we expected a lot of traffic. We rented out a computer store, and we put all the content online. But guess what? Google Books came in around the same time, and all the content was already there. So we lost the entire money.
So you lost, was that all your savings? Like,
it was all the savings at this point. So we lost all of it. And then Google Panda update, Penguin update came up. Whatever left, that also got fucked up. So we said, this shit isn't working. We need to do something else. So during 2010-11, there was one thing that was going really well. This was Facebook apps. You know, there used to be crazy apps like, who will be your Valentine? Or what will your baby look like? Or what does your name mean? So those viral apps used to go crazy. So one day we ripped the code of one of these apps and I posted it on my personal page. And we made $500 overnight. I said, wow, man, this is crazy. So from that point, we started building a lot of more apps. And there was a point in the final year of our college in 2012, we were making $25,000 a day.
Man.
And that's all profit.
Yeah.
Because there's no expense. You're not doing any market. You're not spending anything, right? So we started, once we started making that kind of money.
Guys, you're at $25,000 a day with 2 people, no overhead, just you guys.
It's just me and my partner.
Pure profits, amazing.
So then we realized, let's build a company. So we found IdeaClan. We hired people to help us with the app, scale that business. But guess what? Facebook had some other plans. Then came in Facebook didn't want organic reach anymore. They wanted money. So they started their ad platform, right? So the organic reach died. And then we had to learn Facebook ads. So we started doing Facebook ads in 2014, back when we used to get 1 cent clicks for US traffic. And we used to do like 20x, 30x the ROI. We were doing content arbitrage. Like we were promoting a lot of websites with banners of Google, and we were making good money. And then from there, we started traveling to all these shows, like, the Affiliate Summit East, Affiliate Summit West. We learned a lot about affiliate marketing.
So what year was this, like 2014?
This 2015.
2015.
That was my first Affiliate Summit West in Vegas. And I was so impressed by what people are doing. Like there was lead gen.
How did you find out about that in India? Like what would you see something online on Instagram or like?
So I was already going to some Indian shows. Like there was AdTech, India Affiliate Summit.
Yeah.
And I met some people there who told me that there are even bigger shows in the US. I also went to Demexco in Germany. So I got to know of these shows.
Yeah.
And then when I went there, I was literally blown. I went to a party first night when I arrived in Vegas. The check was like $30,000. I was like, what the fuck is this? How can you do that?
You threw that party or somebody else?
I didn't throw that.
Oh, okay.
I went to somebody's party.
It's very easy for that to happen.
So I was like, what's this?
Yeah.
It's super crazy. Then I got to know like, that is nothing. Like people make that money every day here, right? In this industry. So then I got fascinated by it. We started lead gen. Then we started pay-per-call in 2020. And then we started search arbitrage in 2020 as well. So now we do 4 things. We do lead gen, we do pay-per-call, e-commerce, and also search arbitrage.
Man, great story. It's just, what I like about the story is that it's up and down. You had an idea, and not only that wasn't the idea, but you were in college and like you said, everybody else was doing stupid stuff. They weren't really maximizing. Maybe they're worried about, getting a girlfriend or drinking or doing stuff.
better bikes and
Yeah,
racing.
trying to look cool.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I'm going to make money. And then you got into clubs.
Yeah.
You use those clubs to learn.
Yeah.
And then that one thing led to another thing, was you started to make some money. And then it went to hell, went down. Then you found another way to make money. So like you were persistent, you stuck with it. And then you wound up going to Affiliate Summit East or Affiliate Summit West in Vegas. And then that's really, I would say, one of your big moments where you're like, I can do this on my own.
Right.
You know, which is very inspirational, because a lot of people would have given up, man. So did you see people give up during that period? Like other people that started with you that they gave up?
I've seen people give up all these years, leave their business, go to jobs, and then they still ask me like, how are you still? I would say the key is diversification.
Yeah.
Why do we do 4 things? Because you never know in the space what might go down one day, right? So we have like 250 people right now and divided between
that's
different
incredible.
teams, right? And now we're also building tech products.
Yeah.
So we're always thinking ahead of the curve. We know AI is a big thing. We're already working on AI products, right?
Yeah.
But people do give up. I've seen that happen. Like if you're just reliant on one thing and that goes down, that shatters you. And especially in India, there's a culture like if you have to get married, right? The girl's parents, they will look at your status. And if you're not doing anything, you don't have good money or you don't have a job, you won't even get married. It's a cultural thing. So people tend to leave, the instability of business and tend to join jobs. Even some of them would join good jobs at Google or Facebook, for instance. But I know those people had the grind in them. They could have done bigger numbers.
Yeah.
But somewhere down the lane, they just stopped doing it.
That's literally no money, no honey. You're not making money. You're not getting the honey, man. For real. That's a really good example over there in India. We should trademark that in India, man.
Yeah.
So selling some merchandise. So anyway, what I was going to say is, did you ever have that period where like, I can't do this no more, I'm going to get a regular job? Did that thought ever enter your mind?
It happened once. This is like 2014. So we had started some regular IT stuff. Like we were doing IT services for US clients, like making websites, making softwares. And then
It's a good business.
It's a good business. But the client, it's so much stressful.
Yeah.
The clients give you such a hard time. Oh, the color is less pink, made it more pink. Bullshit like that, right? You don't have the freedom that you have in affiliate marketing, right? So it was a very stressful period. And then we decided to, start doing paid marketing around the same time. And we didn't have enough money because the apps thing wasn't working for us. Facebook had shut down the, organic reach, right? So we didn't have money at one point to even spend on campaigns. We literally had that thought in my mind. But then what we did, we asked money from our employees. And they literally saw that we were running profitable campaigns. So they loaned us money.
Wow.
This is what happened.
That's amazing.
And they believed in us. And some of them are still with us.
How much did you raise?
This is not a lot. Probably it was like $100,000
Yeah, still.
back then.
Back then, 100,000
It
was
was
your
a lot.
lifeline.
Exactly.
So if that didn't happen, where would you guys be today?
I think we would still be here, but maybe a couple of years
Yeah,
behind.
it accelerated the time
It
frame.
accelerated
Collapsed,
the time, yeah.
That's amazing, man. That's a great story. So how many of those employees that loaned the 100,000 are still with you? What percentage would you say?
I would say like 80% of
That's
them
incredible.
are still there.
Wow. That means they believed in your vision. And not only that, you obviously did the right thing by them, and they saw your hustle and your determination, and they believed in you. They actually put their money in you because they believed in what you were doing. So that says a lot about your leadership at the end of the day. So you and your partner, so that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, we work a lot on the culture. We believe that, to go higher, you need to develop your leadership. And one thing that we have learned the most in leadership, how we look at it, like if something doesn't work in my company, I don't start pointing fingers at my teammate. I think what did I not do or what did I not provide that this guy couldn't run his campaign? So we think like that, because of which we are able to generate new actions. Because if that guy is responsible, then I don't have any new action, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's how we think, and that thinking has actually helped my team grow really well.
So I was going to ask you, how do you create such a culture like that? Because it comes down to culture, right? You kind of answer that in the sense in that you don't point fingers. It sounds like you're not reactive. You're kind of you'll take a step back, analyze the situation, right? Am I right in that?
Right. Yes.
You're not reacting. What other elements help contribute to the culture of that?
Right.
Yeah.
So, because we have never done a job, we don't know how the culture is in big companies, right? So We just learned everything along the way, which is why we joined one of the largest management consulting firms 3 years back called Vanto Group. It is based out of the US. They taught us a lot of good things. And, we have had a very growth story after that. So they taught us that a lot of things, I'll just like to point one of it, which is like, there are 4 elements of leadership: integrity, existence, as in putting things in your calendar, enrollment, like anything you have, you need to enroll your team into that, into your vision, and then integrity. So all these 4 core values, if you have, the last was relationship. I already told integrity. So like, for instance, like I have a creative team and I have media buyer, right? So they are not able to make things work. Media buyer is pointing fingers at the creative team, saying they don't give me good creative, I can't make my creative work, blah, blah, blah. So then we go deep. We see which of these foundational pillars are missing. And then sometimes we figure out the relationship is not good. This guy doesn't like this guy. So until we fix the relationship issue, or say there's an integrity issue or whatever, right? We won't work on the actual issue. We won't look at the creative part, what's missing in the creative part, until the relationship part is not good.
Yeah.
So the 4 pillars, we need to have those pillars in line first, and then we work on the top. So that's how we operate now. Fix the relationship first, fix the integrity issue, then talk about what's missing in the creatives.
So you get to the root problem.
Exactly.
It's what you do, which that's pretty amazing. I didn't expect us to talk about that, but that's amazing because running a business is so, especially as you grow, and you have 250. I mean, I think we have 30 in the core team, 30 in the call center, but it becomes hard. It's easy when it's just you and your partner. I mean, it's easy, but it's not easy. But it's like, once you get more people, it's more responsibility. And it's not only those 250 people, their families depend on you. They have 3 kids. That's, now you have 1,000 or 1,500 people. Then you got the clients whose family depend on you to do a good job. Right. So there's a lot of pressure, man. So I love that you talked about it, because a lot of people, I don't think anyone's talked about that on the show. And that's surprising because we have a lot of heavy hitters on there. So thank you for bringing that up. Do you have HR that does that, or like who handles all that?
So we have a core team comprised of 12 people, which also has the HR.
Okay.
And that core team takes care of all these foundational elements.
Yeah.
So when those foundational elements are in line, plus we also have regular sessions with the Vanto Group, the management consulting firm we've hired.
What's the name of that group again?
It's called Vanto Group. Vanto.
Okay. Well,
NASA has worked with them.
How do you spell it?
Vanto. Vanto.
Okay, I never heard them. That's awesome. Vanto.
Just Google them. They're a Fortune 500 company.
Awesome.
Even NASA has worked with them. Adidas has worked with them. Reebok has worked with them.
Wow.
A lot of big companies have worked with them. So we follow their philosophy. And
what made you want to work with that particular group? Because obviously, listen, I'm part of Entrepreneur Operating EOS. These things are not cheap. It's an investment you make,
super
right?
expensive.
They're expensive, but so what was it? Were you going through a lot of issues with growth? I got to fix this, or what caused you to go in that direction?
So we also did that EOS system.
Yes.
4 years back. We really liked it, but we wanted more mentorship because we were losing employees. We have literally 5 companies who have started out of our ex-employees.
Wow.
And then we also were facing a lot of challenges with growth, right? People were facing people issues.
Yeah.
And we translated from a tech company. I personally was into operations more than, tech or marketing, where I love to work, right? I was just trying to figure out the issues of these guys. And then there was this course called Landmark that I did. You know Landmark, right? So I did this Landmark forum thing. And then they have a branch for companies called Vanto Group. So Vanto Group is their sister concern.
Okay.
They told us about this program, but it was so expensive. This is 2018. It was like $20,000 for one day.
Yeah.
Right? So So that time I said, I'll pass the opportunity. But then 2-3 years later, 2021, 2022, when we actually started scaling a lot, this is after COVID, insurance and everything went through the roof. We said we can afford this. So then we just took one session of that. We really loved it. We saw transformation in people because they don't work on making things better. They work on transforming.
Yeah.
Which is the next level thing. And after that program, we've seen people come up with things that we had to come up with. So it's taking things off our shoulder, which is so amazing. So that's how we started doing this.
And that enables you to focus on what you're good at.
Exactly.
Instead of focusing on putting out fires, because when you grow like that, you put out too many fires, you can't focus on growing. I mean, you're putting out fires, you can't grow. So you got to invest in yourself, your people. And yeah, it's expensive, but you can't think about it as a cost. You got to think about it as an investment that's going to 5x you, 10x you,
Right.
and give you a better quality of life at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They literally have us hire people we call smoke jumpers.
Wow.
The role of these people is just to put out fires. Wherever they see these
That is a great idea,
things
man.
working, in each team we have smoke jumpers.
That's what I need.
They just put out.
I got to talk to you offline. We all, guys, unless you're like a small group, in which there's a lot of people at LFG, like they're starting out, right? Solopreneurs. But everyone needs that smoke jumper, the one to put out fires. And that's such a beautiful. You ever see that show Ray Donovan on Showtime?
Yeah,
Ray Donovan's this guy he's a fixer. He fixes celebrities' problems. Doesn't matter what the issue is, crazy. He'll figure this shit out, man. Whether it's like legal or illegal, he'll figure it out, right?
Nice.
So we all need that within our companies, you know.
Definitely.
And that's a good point. You know, that's something you gave me something good to think about, to chew upon.
Sure.
That's awesome.
I know a lot of you guys are doing pay per call. A lot of you guys have call centers. We got AI in the house. We got Neil Billick. He's the founder and the CEO of All Rise AI. They're doing big things. I'm a user of his service.
We are coming in immediately 4xing contact rates for clients. What we found in my BPO when I ran it and deployed the AI was we had 30-second wait times before the deployment between connections. And my guys were making about 500 connections a day. Times 30 seconds, we were wasting 250 minutes a day per head in a call center.
That's 4 hours. That's half
4
their
hours,
day. Yeah.
half their day,
Yeah.
or half their wages being spent on them waiting for a call.
Yeah.
The reason your wait time's high is when you're calling out, you have an abandon rate you have to stay under of 3%. That's programmed in your dialer.
If the AI is weeding that out, and I think that's the
Right.
benefit, it's collapsing time frames, it's helping your top producers produce, which is what you want them to do.
People are afraid AI is going to replace call center agents, and it may. But right now, use it to maximize your human resource. So leveraging it for the tools it can be to do exactly what you're saying. Let the humans do what they can do best. Let the AI get cursed out.
Yeah.
You talked on stage, and guys, these sessions will be recorded, right? Not on the LFG show, but with the Philly World conferences. So make sure you check that out and buy it, whatever you got to do. AI automation. Let's talk to the audience more about that, because AI is it's everywhere. It's like a buzzword. You see all these booths doing it. But what can you tell us what you talked about, like in a nutshell? Let's give a synopsis of that, and what makes this different than everybody else.
Sure. So when I'm talking to you about transformation, like if I see like myself 3 or 4 years back, we were hiring more media buyers. We were working on training them better so that they could make more money for us, right? But we realize it's a mad race, right? Somebody will come hire your media buyer or hire more media buyers and take your caps away. So there's definitely a place we are not looking at where the transformation lies. So we started looking at the tech side of things, the AI side of things, and we found our transformation movement, right? So just to give you an example in nutshell, right now we're building AI LLMs. So these are basically, we are training, fine-tuning existing LLMs. LLMs are basically AI models. So based on our 12 years of industry experience, we are giving it all the creatives that have worked for us. So the scripts, the visuals, the parameters like hook rate, hold rate of the creatives. We are training the AI model with hundreds of thousands of creatives. This worked for us. This didn't work for us. Based on all that learning, give us new creatives. Now, if I'm a human being, I can at max best look at like 10 creatives, 20, 30 creatives. I can go on the ad library or spy tool and look at 20 creative. AI tool can fucking look at 100,000 creatives at once, all of them winning creatives, and spill out new creatives. So that's a game changer. So that's one of our products. And the other product is like marketing automation. What we thought, like hiring more media buyers and then dealing with people issues, how about we eliminate media buyers? We have the AI automation take over it. And the only job of a media buyer is to be a creative strategist. Just think about the creatives all day, all night, and upload the creative. Everything else from scaling to optimizing to killing campaigns, cloning is taken care by the system. We've already developed that and we're using it in-house. And we're also thinking that in the near future, we might launch it as a SaaS platform as well. So these are the 2 products we are working on right now.
That's amazing. And what you said, so many amazing things there. You're going very deep here. Everyone's looking, it's like you talked about fixing the root issue with the employees. It's the same thing in business. What is the root issue? And everyone thinks we need to hire more media buyers. Well, like you said, our industry is very, it's competitive, it's cutthroat. People see you there and then they talk to your people, they give them some drinks and then they take your people, they poach you, right? So how do you get an edge with technology?
Exactly.
And technology is hard to crack. It's easy to sell somebody, take them from another company. I mean, it's not easy, but it's easier to do that than to develop some proprietary system that's your shit, you know, that no one else can take. They can try to mimic it, but it's going to take so many years and so much fucking money. They're not going to have time.
Right.
So I think that's amazing what you said, because that's the root issue. It's not hiring another fucking all-star media buyer. It's how do you get something that's kind of bulletproofs you as a company.
Right. I've seen some people start their own like Medicare agency or stuff like that. That kind of stuff. You need an edge. Without an edge, everybody has the same fucking offers.
Yeah.
So many booths here, right? You can literally go and find so many offers. Where's the edge? If you don't have an edge, you're done.
Amazing stuff, man. You got me excited. I wish I had a short sleeve. I got goosebumps because that's the kind of stuff I want to talk about. And I'm glad our audience gets to hear it. What's that next level stuff? At least, and even though you don't have the idea now, you plant a seed. It's like when you were young and you were in college, you went to those groups, you were looking for something, a spark. And those ideas are what give you the spark. That tech idea is fucking amazing, what you said. A lot of good ideas here. And then the thing with the smoke jumpers, the people putting out fires, another great. So thank you for doing that. So they're shutting down here, so we don't have that much more time, but this has been amazing. But I want to ask you a couple more things before we wrap up. First of all, let's talk about the lead gen side, the pay-per-call, lead gen side. What verticals are working for you? What's hot right now? What are you guys preparing for? I'm sure open enrollment's, going to be a big thing for you. Let's talk about all of that.
Sure. So right now, the major verticals for us are auto and debt. And this is both on the leads and the call side.
And auto just made a comeback recently, right? If a year ago it was dead, 2 years ago, people were predicting it and it came back strong.
It had died down.
Yeah.
And then we were really heavy on auto back in 2019-20. We were doing like 100K a day on that.
Yeah.
It was our top vertical. And then it died. My team was so sad. They had the skill to do it. And then we were also doing mortgage, which also died because of the interest rates. But now, since it's back, last 3 months, we've been crushing it.
Mortgage too?
Not mortgage.
Auto.
I'm talking about auto.
Yeah, okay.
Mortgage is still not.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised. I didn't know anyone crushing mortgage.
Okay. And then also debt.
Yeah.
Because we've figured out a way to get really high debt amounts for the buyers. They're pretty impressed by it. So that, and also like the actual close rate, because just getting the debt amount won't suffice, right? So we figured out both pieces. And for the open enrollment, we are fully geared up for Medicare. We've submitted the creative for SMIDs. We've got some approvals already. And then we also have a lot of career submissions done. So we are fully ready. I mean, at this point, I'm looking at like around 15 to 20,000 calls a day during open enrollment. That's the goal. And then ACA was our top thing last year, but I don't know how it will be this year. We have a few media buyers still working on it, but it's not at a big scale. Right? With the new regulations, how it is. So that's not a big thing for us. I'm not looking really bullish on that, but Medicare is going to be the major thing. And that's what we've been scaling for like 5-6 years.
So I was talking to Vic Vallo about, open enrollment is like our Super Bowl.
Yeah.
In our
that
space.
was this session about.
I know I missed it, man. I got tied up, but I want to see that recording too. So there's a lot of people in our industry that believe that this is going to be the last good one. You feel that way too?
Could be, but I think something they've been saying it for a long time, right?
Yeah. They have been saying that for a long time.
But there's something or the other that new comes up. So, and we're doing so many things. So I'm not worried.
You're diversified.
Yeah, I'm diversified.
Yeah.
I have the tech products. I have search arbitrage. I have content arbitrage, lead gen. I'm not worried at all.
That's good. That's good to hear. And that's what happens when you have diversification. One thing goes down, you got the other baskets, and you're okay, right? So that's good to hear that. Affiliate world, how has this conference show helped your career out?
I would say the shows in the US are better if you're looking for advertisers for like insurance and stuff like that, because we're running everything in the US market. But these shows are good to network with people like you.
Yep.
Right? And then you understand new strategies, you understand what other affiliates are doing. And, so both shows have their own, benefits, but both shows have benefited us in a big way. Like we've got good connections. We've found new advertisers. We've networked with a good bunch of guys. We have some JVs out of that. The search arbitrage piece that we started in 2020 was out of meeting somebody in the conference. Yeah. And it's like the largest vertical for us right now.
That's amazing.
So that's I love this conference, and that's why I did a session today as well. I always feel to give back. There's so much knowledge to grab in these sessions. So that's how I feel.
That's great. I feel the same way. You got to be, each show has its own different angle or something that you can get value of. This one, I feel like it gives you a little bit of an edge. And where's the money flowing? Where's the next trend?
Right.
And you get, the people that come here are very adventurous. Not everyone comes here from America, so they have a little bit of an edge with them. They're kind of like, I think, ahead of the curve, you know?
Right.
So I'm glad you brought that up. And the last thing I want to talk about is, we're in affiliate world. This is an international conference. I want to talk about India, because India, I think, is a freaking giant. It's a sleeping giant. It's waking up right now. I don't know if this is correct, but I think I've heard or read that every 15 minutes, a new millionaire is being made in India.
That's
is that true?
I heard that as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people, lot of businesses coming up, lot of new AI products coming up from India. There's a product called InVideo. That's
I didn't even hear about that.
It's a video ad creation tool. It's already it's already a unicorn. So there's so much coming up. We literally have a Silicon Valley in India. It's Bangalore.
Wow.
And there are so many engineers, and these guys are hustlers. In the US, I've seen a lot of people are chill. Even if you go to the Silicon Valley in the US, a bunch of people there are the Indians, because they are big hustlers. So I think the next 20, 30 years belong to India, and I see a lot of movement there in terms of new businesses coming up, new products. And IT has always been a bigger sector for India, so that's also coming up.
It makes you proud, right?
Yeah.
It makes you proud to be come from India.
It does.
I would be too. And I was going to say, why do you think India is having so much success? Is that I know the work ethic is incredible, right? I know they push a lot of education, right? Yeah. So I think you combine the work ethic with the educational aspect, and then also the hunger. You know, there's a lot of people that you see poverty. You don't want that for yourself. It's kind of what made America great. The immigrants came from other countries, like, fuck this. I'm gonna go make my family. I'm gonna do some good. I feel like you're seeing that in India too. Am I right, or what's your perception?
That's absolutely correct. In fact, the richest immigrants in America are Indians.
That's true. Yeah.
And Indians are like exactly the same mindset. You see poverty around you. You see people not doing that well, but you want to get out of that. Like, you see that every day. Just on a drive to your office, you see poor people, and you're like, I don't want that for my kids.
Yeah.
I want them highly educated. Like, education is so culturally attached in India, and the schools are so tough to get into. Like, there are some very good schools.
There's
like
high
IIT.
standards.
Exactly. The CEO of Google is from IIT. IIT is the largest institute in India. Sundar Pichai, right? So these schools have a very high standard, and people want to get into these. They study so much. Education is a big thing right now, because the generation behind us, they don't want their kids to suffer. They want them to learn more.
They want to keep going forward.
Exactly.
Progress.
They even send their kids to study in America or UK right now, because there's more money coming in.
Yeah.
So I see that as a part of culture, which is why now everybody is growing.
That's great. I love it, man. And I'm going to look into ways to invest. We'll talk about investment opportunities. I've never been there. I got to go there. And I've seen it. I mean, it's amazing. I went to NYU in New York City, and there are a lot of Indians. In New Jersey, there's a town called Edison, New Jersey. A lot of Indian population there. Right. And man, hustlers working hard. And that's what makes America great, when you have all these different cultures together.
I agree.
And that's the future of America at the end of the day, is these immigrant cultures. So, man, this was great. Lots of good value here. We had a mastermind in Colombia 2 weeks ago. We're going to do one again, Colombia Con Part 2. I would love for you to be there. We'll let you know the date. Rohit's going to be at this. We're going to make it work. I don't care if we got to work around your schedule, man. Perfect. We'll make this thing work. But
thank you.
A lot of value here, guys. I would listen to this podcast 2-3 times, because you drop so many freaking nuggets. So how can people find out more about you, man?
So you can add me on Instagram, or you can add me on LinkedIn. I post a lot of stuff. I'm also on Twitter. Just type my name. My name is not that difficult. Like, there are not a lot of people with that name. Rohit Ajmani. Just type in my name on either of these platforms. You'll find me easily.
And we'll put the links to them. And guys, if you like the content LFG, make sure you like, subscribe, share. We're pouring that heavy hitters out there. We're going to keep the shit going, guys.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go, Reed. Pleasure having you on the show, man.
Same
Love
here,
you,
buddy.
man. Let's fucking go, guys.